True mental toughness is the ability to keep taking action when all hope seems lost.
Welcome to the Millionaire Woman Show, where we'll be discussing leadership, business, human potential, inspiring you to live rich from the inside out. Unlock your creativity, stretch out of your comfort zone, break through your barriers, take inspired action, and achieve epic results. Now here's your host, three-time best-selling author, speaker, and certified executive coach, Debra Kasowski.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Millionaire Woman Show. I'm your host, Debra Kasowski, and I'm super excited that you're here. Today we're going to talk about how to turn those obstacles into opportunities. And, people may say that, why does she do some of these topics? I prepare these topics just as much as for you as they are for myself. It is an ongoing mindset game. We all have to play the game. And as you continually build habits and strategies to manage that mindset of yours, it gets so much easier to shift perspectives and pivot when you need to. So today we're going to be talking all about turning those obstacles into opportunities. And it was Michael Jordan who actually said, obstacles don't have to stop you. If you run into the wall, don't turn around and give up. Figure out how to climb it, go through it, or work around it. Now, you might say, that's easier said than done. But when we get really focused in on obstacles, they can really halt us. Obstacles seem to be inevitable on the path to a goal. They test your desire, your willpower, your stamina. How badly do you want what you say you desire? You are taking action and everything seems to be going your way. You start to see results and then bam, an obstacle. Now let's take a look at your obstacle. What is the obstacle blocking your way? Do you have a limiting belief that could be sabotaging your success? Did you allow doubt to seep into your mindset? Did you question whether you deserve something or not? And did you question whether you were enough, smart enough, brilliant enough, beautiful enough, whatever that is, fit enough? What is your thinking around the obstacle? What are the thoughts that come into your mind when you think about it? And what are the emotions that come up for you? Again, is it that someone doesn't care enough, you're not enough, that you don't feel important, the significance isn't there? So really paying attention to what the emotion is and how are you perceiving this situation? Now let's take a look at your obstacle again. Is it an obstacle or is it a challenge that you are facing? It is all a matter of perspective. Now, as a coach, when a client feels stuck, I offer a different perspective and sometimes another perspective or another one, especially to challenge any assumptions they might have or any conclusions that they could be jumping to. Obstacles. Okay, when we focus on an obstacle, we tend to draw focus onto what we cannot do not have, or have lost due to circumstance. Now that's all a scarcity mindset that is pulling us into thinking that we cannot do anything about it. Now, if you shift your mindset and focus in on opportunity, this is when you start to focus on what you can do, the opportunity, the gift that exists. And sometimes you need to keep looking, but it's there, I reassure you. A great question to ask yourself, is this happening to me or is it happening for me? If you are coming from the place of the to me, this circumstance is happening to me, that is a victim mentality. You focus on what you cannot do or what you cannot have. Now, if you're thinking that the situation is happening for you, that you're coming out victorious at the end, it is a challenge. And you're going to tell yourself, okay, what can I do? Now, when you see a situation as a challenge to rise to, you start taking inspired action. Obstacles are seen as roadblocks that can be constricting and that you feel like you're out of ideas. Now, lack of money, lack of time, lack of resources, that all comes from that scarcity mindset that there isn't enough. What can I do with my limited resources? But you know what? It may just be the time now for you to dig deeper inside and tap into that reservoir, that new reserve of ideas and thoughts and energy that you didn't think you had, that second wind. Now, I want you to think about the following questions when you think about your obstacle, now that you're seeing it as a challenge. What are you making of this challenge that it means to you? What are you making this challenge to mean to you? What can you learn about this challenge or situation? What are you going to learn about yourself? Now, what do you know about yourself from previous challenges that you have faced? Now, when it comes to myself, I know that in school there were some of the hardest topics, controversial topics that I really didn't want to dive into. But when I did, they were so challenging at the time, and then it ended up that I got a high mark on them. And it was because I kept persisting and pushing through and finding more information and being able to support my ideas and really focus on the end goal of what I wanted. So it could be a number of different obstacles. It could be, let's say one of your obstacles could be a mound of debt. If it was an obstacle, you might just say, well, what's the point? It's just going to continue to accumulate. There's nothing I can do. Versus seeing, okay, what's the opportunity? What knowledge do I need to gain and what actions do I need to take to get out of this mess that I got myself into? So really thinking of rising to a challenge versus just seeing this roadblock of not letting you go somewhere. What is possible for you? When we see things as a challenge versus an obstacle, suddenly we become more open, expand our point of view, and challenges actually stimulate the brain to look for solutions. We can shift to opportunity, that favorable circumstance or situation. Now, when you turn obstacles into opportunities, the impossible becomes possible. What did it feel like when you overcame something that you did not think you could do? Now, I really want you to think about that because it is pretty incredible. I think about the first time I completed a triathlon. I was supposed to do it as a team with someone doing the swim, someone doing the bike, someone doing the run, and I was the swimmer. And about a month before the triathlon, which I had been training for all three disciplines, my other partners were not going to be able to participate in the race. So it came down to either signing up myself and doing it or not doing it at all. And I ended up signing up. And I tell you, by the end of it, there was moments that I didn't know if I was going to be able to finish it. And even though with my training and everything, I did have those glimpses. And there's, different obstacles for different people. It might be that when you're running, you might have a stitch and you feel like short of breath, or the transition time, your socks get stuck, and, all these little things that tend to be obstacles, but you can focus on them or you can just breathe through them and you can give yourself that self-talk. So I really want you to think, but what does it feel like when you overcame something that you thought you couldn't do? Here's the thing. You feel good and you feel pretty satisfied. And I must say, you probably feel even proud of yourself for all that hard work. Or perhaps you dismissed it and said, oh, it's nothing. Take a step back and reevaluate, because it is pretty sweet and I don't want you to miss it. It's not that I'm so smart. It's just that I stay with problems longer, is a fabulous quote from Albert Einstein. So I want you to think about whatever challenge you're with right now, whatever obstacle that you're sitting with right now. I want you to shift to focusing on opportunity. Stay with it a little bit longer so it turns into possibility. Because when you turn your obstacles into opportunities, the impossible becomes possible. Thank you for joining me here on the Millionaire Woman Show. I'd love for you to pop on over to my website at www.debrakasowski.com. You're going to get your 3-part video course, Making Habits Stick. Now, Making Habits Stick helps you build focus and consistency into your life, your business, your leadership, and you're going to knock those goals and dreams out of the park. You're going to figure out what some of those derailers are that are taking you completely off track. Now, if you're interested in coaching, please send me a message. Email me at debra@debrakasowski.com or go to the contact form on my website, and we can set up a complimentary discovery session for you. As Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see in the world. And what I would love for you to do is go out and share this podcast, share this video, hit the bell here on YouTube so that you do not miss a single beat. Please rate and review the Millionaire Woman Show, and so we can get more people knowing about these powerful messages, and you can be the catalyst to changing someone's life. Go out and have a great day.